and welcome to the show. Today I'm here with Paul Dudley from Applied Audiology Services. And we're here in Windsor, and Paul, you've just recently relocated your business here?
About a year ago. We moved from another place we were up in the town. We've been in Windsor for some years, but we've been in this place for about 14 months.
So what's the actual address now?
303 George Street.
Terrific. And what does the Audiology Services provide?
We help people with hearing problems. We assess the problem. If necessary, we can fit hearing aids. With children, often children are sent to us because they don't talk well or because they don't respond very well, and there's the query about the hearing. We can test children down as young as about 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't fit them with hearing aids. They're well looked after by a government system, but we can fit adults with hearing aids, including those people who are eligible for free services through a government scheme, which is a good scheme. You can get quite good hearing aids free, and some people want to pay a bit more and get something different, but most of the people we see are quite happy with the hearing aids that are supplied free under that scheme.
Because the technology's changed so much with hearing aids. I mean, years ago,
Yes.
it used to be the device there, and then you'd have something down where
Yes.
you turn up the volume and
Yes.
turn it down
Yes.
and all that. And does it still have the same sort of adjustments to them?
There are a lot. I've been doing this now for about 48 years.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was first in this area of work, we did have just that sort of hearing aid. There was no choice. You had a little tin box that you wore in your pocket and a thing you plugged into your ear, and you had a volume control on it, and there was not very much adjustment that could be made to make the thing suitable for a particular sort of hearing loss. It was one size fits all. Nowadays, the hearing aids are all programmed through a computer. If you're being fitted with the hearing aid, we simply there with the hearing aid connected up to the computer, and we can set all sorts of different things about the hearing aid to adjust them to suit any particular hearing loss, any particular need, any particular preference.
Oh, terrific.
They are better than they used to be.
Mm.
Each year they get a little bit better.
Yeah, and I can imagine, I mean, just going through the testing, obviously I think you were saying when we caught up the other day that some people can hear better in one ear than the other traditionally.
Well, it's quite common to have one ear. I've got one ear a lot deafer than the other, and so the hearing aids are usually fitted as a pair, because people hear better with two ears. That's why they've got two ears. Sometimes one ear is too deaf or too good for a hearing aid, but usually we fit a pair of hearing aids, and they're adjusted separately for the two ears.
And it was interesting, we were talking earlier about the use of, being able to see someone speaking at the same time.
Yes.
Really helps for communication.
Well, most people, when they've lost a little bit of the hearing, or even when they've got good hearing, they use their vision a lot more than they realise. People say, "Oh, I can't lip read." But if you give them a test, reading out a list of words for them to repeat, you do it once when you cover up your mouth and once when you don't, you usually get quite a big difference in the way they perform. But most people use vision in hearing, even people with good hearing.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how all the different senses work. And the other thing, obviously, with getting a test and that done, is it something that, is it? I don't know how the service works.
Okay, if you're not eligible for any of the free services, you ring up, you make an appointment, you come in, we talk about what you need, what the problem is, and we do a couple of different tests. There's one test which is simply to test how well you hear quiet sounds in a quiet situation, and the test basically is comparing how well you do with people with very good hearing who were tested in England in 1960. And so that gives us a sort of diagnosis of what sort of hearing loss you've got, whether it's anything that can be helped or should be helped, or whether you just need a bit of reassurance. Then on the basis of this we can work out what should be done. Sometimes it's a straight medical problem, in case we're not doctors, but we can give you a report saying here's a man who has this sort of thing wrong, I think he should ask you about possibility of treatment, and we'll see him again if you can't do anything.
Because there's a thing called selective hearing as well that my wife tends to think that I have quite a bit of.
Selective hearing is a valuable social skill. Sometimes mothers come in with children and say, oh, I think he's just got selective hearing. You mustn't rubbish that. I mean, the children have to learn that, the way they have to learn when to say please and thank you and who to call auntie. It's part of a social learning, to learn to ignore some things and take notice of others.
Mm.
And so selective hearing isn't a fault. It's a...
Thank heavens for that, because I've actually...
It's a talent.
Because my wife has actually asked that while I'm here to get my hearing checked.
I'll do that for you.
Okay, so we'll go and have a look and see how that pans out. I might be in some deep trouble here.
In the test, I'm trying to find out what you can just hear, not concerned with whether you hear it well or badly or which ear. I'll know which ear. Press the button each time there's a sound in the headphones. It doesn't matter how faint the sound is. Okay?
Okay.
Let's try that.
Here we go.
Good.
Oh. I think I'm in trouble.
No, you're doing well. You're doing well.
I love it. Terrific. And I love that idea. Oh, thank you. And there's
I think I heard that last one.
yeah, I love that idea.
It's really faint at the end.
Okay. You've got good hearing.
Oh no! I'm in trouble.
And I do tell my mother
You'd pass the test to file the airliner, to answer the 000 calls on the telephone, any of those things where you need good hearing.
Oh no. Oh well, I've got no excuses now. So Paul, looks like I'm in trouble. The test came through okay, so it's obviously some selective hearing that's happening at our place, so that's just, oh well.
I'll give you a report.
Okay.
I'll say just that. You can take it home, you can frame it and hang it on the wall. When people say you didn't hear me, you can point and say, right, there's my hearing test.
Yeah.
Or if you like, well, it's not quite normal, but you can say, well, that's my excuse for not hearing you.
Yeah.
Because it's not quite normal.
Well, that's great. I mean, so if anyone wants to get a hearing test done, what sort of costs are involved?
We charge $80. That's a test, and we usually give the report on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
So they can take it away, show it to their doctor. If they go to take it to the doctor, we put it in unsealed envelopes, because people always take out and read what's been said to the doctor anyway. Save some steaming later.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And the other, you've obviously been in the area for a long time.
I've lived around here for about 20 years, and we've been in business in this area at that time.
Mm.
It was a very small setup at first. We were just using a borrowed room in doctor's surgery in Cable Street, and that's built up. We're now doing quite a good service and doing very well.
No, that's great. Oh, good to hear. And I mean, being in the Hawkesbury, you've obviously got kids as well.
My kids are all grown up.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Oh, that's all right.
But I live in Richmond. I've lived there for about 20 years.
Yeah. And what do you love most about the Hawkesbury?
It's a fairly self-contained sort of place. I like it. It's not quite a country town. It's not quite a suburb. You know, I can walk up the street and get my camera fixed or my washing machine fixed. People work locally, live locally, and it's good. And I go up to the supermarket and met people I know that I've seen at work, and they say, hello Paul, and I have to think for a minute who they are. Oh yes, she's that lady with the hearing aids.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the great things about the community, is that, you know, it is so close knit like that.
Yes.
And look, thank you for what you're doing for the community in respect of, I mean, it must be something that, you know, yes, we went in and got tested and it was a bit light-hearted about doing that. It's a serious thing for a lot of people, isn't it?
Well, people don't like not hearing. They don't like, nobody sets out, oh, I'd love to wear a hearing aid.
Mm.
I'd love to be deaf. They don't think that way. They want to hear better, and they want a hearing aid to do magical things for them. Hearing aids don't do everything that people want them to do. In particular, people want a hearing aid that they can hear when they go into a noisy pub and hear the conversation when everybody's talking at once. And sometimes the brochures that the hearing aid companies give out will give the impression that they can do that. They can't. The hearing aid is an aid to hearing. It gives most advantage in this sort of situation where I'm talking to one or two people and things are quiet. It may give some advantage in noisy situations, but don't expect it to solve all the problems.
No, that's...
So it's not something we can give and say, okay, go along, you're fixed now.
Yeah, it's
The
amazing.
people we fit with hearing aids need to come back. So the initial fitting is not likely to get the optimal result in one go. We get them back when they've had some experience. They might have to come back several times. And people come back, every year or so, because your hearing will change and your needs will change. It's not very difficult to plug the hearing aid into the computer again and say, how's that? Is that better? Yes, we'll do it a bit more that way. Good.
Oh,
We can change all the things on the hearing aid.
Oh, that's great. So those people who actually have some hearing aids out there could turn around and come in and get them adjusted, it will just enhance their experience. So, terrific. Well, Paul, look, it's been great to catch up with you, and if you have got some questions in relation to hearing, or anyone who needs some help with this, please come and see Paul. He's a great
It's not just
guy.
me, we've got 4 audiologists here, and we're all very experienced. It adds up to about, I don't know, a couple of 100 years of experience between us. And I've had 48 years, and other people have, there's not a couple of 100, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And we're all not just young kids.
Well, it's great to have someone who's got this sort of wealth of knowledge and experience in this specific area
Yes.
for the Hawkesbury community. So thank you so much, Paul, and it's great catching up with you.
Good.
All right, we'll see you soon.